Hi, welcome back to my channel. Psychic Medium Jen Hall here behind the camera. I have another little mini card reading for you guys today. You seem to be enjoying them, so I wanted to do another one. This one is kind of dealt out with the intention of what will happen in the next week or so. So this week, I'm filming this on a Monday, so it kind of works, but it doesn't matter when you're watching this. It just sort of is for the next, 5 to 7 days. What's happening, what the guidance is for you. So it's a timeless reading. You can watch it at any point and still benefit from the messages. Welcome to Spirit Speaks with Psychic Medium Jennifer Hall. Okay, so as always, I want to give you guys an idea of what cards I'll be using. I'm using 5 decks today, and I always like to have one tarot deck kind of standing by just because I find, again, that they offer a little bit more in-depth of a message. So we've got 5 very different random decks here. I just chose them because I felt guided towards them today. So we've got the Colette Baron Reid Good Tarot deck, we've got Earth Magic, Messages from Your Fairies. I think I used my other fairies deck the last time I did this, my last video. So this time we're going to use this one, see what happens. And then I thought a message from Archangel Raphael was appropriate this week. So Archangel Raphael might have a message about your well-being, your health, mental well-being, or physical or spiritual. We'll see. And then the Butterfly Oracle Changes deck to see what kind of changes are maybe needing some attention this week. So we've got 3 piles, pile 1, 2, and 3, and I want you to choose which one feels most resonant with you and your energy right now. You might want to use the little crystals if you can't choose just by looking at the cards or trusting your kind of intuition or your gut with that. We do have some green jasper, some carnelian, and some amethyst here. So if you feel drawn to either one of the piles or even maybe one of the pendulums, that will be the pile that is best for you. So enjoy the reading. I have put the time markers, the timestamps down in the description box below so that you can fast forward to your section. Thanks so much and enjoy. Hello, group 1. This is pile number 1 with the green jasper here. I want to first go over each card that we picked, and then I will kind of see if there's any collective messages as well. But for this little card spread, as I mentioned, this is going to be sort of the intention is the messages for you for the week ahead. So hopefully they resonate. If they do, let me know in the comment section below. So we have 5 different cards here. This one is the Good Tarot card. This is the 3 of Fire. I'm going to go over them first, and then I'll let you guys know what they mean. Changing Your Mind. That's the Butterfly Oracle deck about changes. Dietary change, improving your diet. Caffeine free, kind of goes maybe with that last card. Ooh, and then Island or Solitude. Okay, beautiful. Okay, I already see some themes here, but these cards can stand alone as well. So we'll see, since we're talking about kind of several days here in advance. So we'll see what happens. Let's start with the tarot card, 3 of Fire. This card really represents opportunity, and so much actually around opportunity as well. Not just that there's new opportunities coming or that there might be opportunities in your life right now that are that you're heeding or that you're wanting to take advantage of. And really kind of just reminding you to see those things as opportunities. But it also sort of represents trusting yourself and trusting your desires and knowing what those desires are. So really knowing that you're on the right path towards success. I love like this little vehicle that she's in, kind of floating along, moving ahead. And it feels very balanced. It doesn't feel unstable or anything like that. So just trusting that you're on the right path, even if those opportunities haven't showed up yet. Maybe this week is the week that they do. But even if they haven't, just trust that, when you're in harmony with your heart's desire, when you're really kind of in a place of knowing what you're wanting and expressing those desires, you can't really go wrong. So as long as it feels good, just grab any opportunities that come up this week ahead. And if they aren't coming up, or if you're just still waiting for things to piece together, just trust that that is coming around. So that's the 3 of Fire. This card here, I was wondering if they kind of went together when I first saw them. So the changing your mind, usually when I see this card, it's sort of like more of a past card. It could be present. It could be that you're kind of waffling right now. Maybe you're not really sure exactly what that path is or which direction you're going in. Is that like a, oh yeah, look, there's like the directions right there. So knowing which direction you're heading in is very important for you this week. So maybe some time away to plan is going to be really important for you. And especially if you've been kind of waffling back and forth or changing your mind between like, should I do this? Should I do that? And not really necessarily trusting what the right path is for you. So it might be a really good opportunity to make some plans, but also sometimes just making a decision to move forward is really important. So changing your mind is okay. There's a message here coming through that's saying if you have changed your mind and you're worried about that changing of your mind, maybe you've committed to a path that you've been on for a long time and now you're sort of waffling and changing your mind and finding happiness maybe on a different path, but you're feeling guilty or scared to make that change. So there's definitely, not that you need Spirit's permission, but there's definitely a message there that it's okay to go ahead and change your mind. But if you are kind of waffling in an uneasy sort of way and you're feeling that heaviness on your shoulders, that burden of like, should I do this, should I do that, and not knowing which way to go, then it's time to kind of get clear and just sort of make a decision and not look back is sort of what I'm hearing right now. So a couple of things, these two I think would probably come together here since they're so similar. This one is the fairy cards. The fairy deck that I mentioned at the beginning, and then this is from Archangel Raphael. So the fairies also work really closely with our health and our well-being. So there's a couple of little messages there about your well-being, but these might be things that will support maybe you getting clear in your mind or taking some time away or getting kind of quiet so that you can figure out what it is that you want, even if that means that you're changing your mind and kind of heed those opportunities, make sure that you're, evaluating things in a good way. And also celebration. This is a little bit of a card of celebrating where you're at right now and knowing that moving forward is the right way to go. So we've got caffeine free and we've got dietary changes. So the caffeine card, if you're not a caffeine drinker, if you are and you've been thinking that maybe you need to slow down a little bit, this is probably a good little reminder for you. It's not saying that you can't ever have caffeine or not to drink it or anything like that. But if you did choose this pile, group one, you might be a little bit sensitive. You might be sensitive to chemicals, anything with caffeine in it, even if that's like chocolate or teas. So being mindful of at least what time of day you're drinking those things. If you are feeling sluggish or having some physical symptoms, you might want to look in to see if they are related to your caffeine intake. So I'll let you guys interpret this however you want because it could mean so many different things, especially if you're not a caffeine drinker. It could just be acknowledging that those are good changes or good decisions for you, or there might be some other chemicals that your body's just wanting to release a little bit or wanting you to kind of be careful with. We've got dietary change, so that literally could be that exact message. But really it says improve your diet and your life will also improve, which is so true. And we all know this when we treat our body really well and we're eating mindfully, even if we are eating the sweets and the treats. And look at, even in this picture, they're enjoying some really nice treats, but they're doing it in a lovely way, probably in moderation, but also with happiness and smiles on their faces. So just being mindful of how you're eating your food, when you're eating it, and how it's making you feel and how you feel when you're putting that in your mouth. And if there's anything that you felt guided towards, any changes that you felt guided to make, then now would be a good time to do it this week specifically. And it will probably lead to a more clear mind or something that brings you maybe closer to this opportunity that you're hoping will come around. And then our last card here, this is the Earth Magic card, which is sort of just like an overall theme or an overall kind of a grounding card, really. It was the intention that I had when I was shuffling. So the island of solitude, really. So this kind of goes along with the message that I had said earlier about taking time away for yourself to really ask yourself those questions, like what is it that you're looking for, maybe, or changing your mind around, what's the best option for you, what feels the best, and how to proceed with that. But solitude, this will be maybe replenishment. Maybe this week is just a good time to be quiet and not do too much with your body, with your life, with your, social aspects and all that kind of stuff. Maybe slowing down is important. And if you have a really busy week ahead, that's okay. It doesn't mean go and cancel everything, but it might mean that you need to sort of pencil in as well that time for yourself and time for replenishment in between all of the busyness. So I hope that resonated with you, group 1. If it did, as I said, let me know in the comment section below. Have a great week. Hello, group 2. Welcome to your 5-card reading. And as I mentioned, this reading is with the intention of messages for you for the week ahead. So it doesn't matter what day you're watching this, what month, what year, but just the week that lies ahead, the next 5 to 7 days or so. Here are some messages for you, maybe some guidance on where to focus your energy, and maybe a little bit of an idea of what's coming for you. So, we'll check out the cards first, and then we can kind of see what the message is all together. Sometimes the cards will stand alone as well. So the cards might just have separate meanings, and there might be 5 little mini messages for you. I think I got 5 there. Or there'll be some collective messages. So we'll see what happens as we go along. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over them briefly first, and then we can kind of see what they have to say with their meanings a little bit deeper. So sunlight. So this is a message from Archangel Raphael. He is the archangel of healing and encouragement towards your well-being and your positive health, healthful changes. So sunlight. We have the 2 of Fire. Ooh, okay, so this is a good card. So I'll go over them in a second. This is from the Good Tarot deck by Colleen Baron Reed. Sorry, Colette Baron Reed. I don't know why I said Colleen. New career. And some of these are like pretty self-explanatory. So if it's, jumping out at you that you actually have a new career on the go or you're waiting to hear back, that's an exciting card to see. This is the Fairy card. Your desire is within reach. Also a really awesome card. Ooh, and then I love this card, Waterfall. So this is the Earth Magic card. This is really kind of my intention when I was shuffling these cards, was to be like a grounding force, a grounding message. What is the grounding message, the overall message for the week, and what your focus needs to be. So this is a really good one. I'll talk about that probably last. Let's go ahead and see what these cards mean. Let's start with the 2 of Fire. I love this card because it really represents, sort of multidimensional, like it's a couple of different things. So it's about creative planning for the future, which is, there's a few messages in here about desires and knowing what you're wanting. So trusting what you want, trusting your desires. There was a similar message in group 1 as well. So kind of some common themes here, really defining what you want this week. And taking some time, whether that's today, after watching this video, or throughout the week, just kind of thinking about what you're wanting and trusting that that'll unfold. And this card might also represent that some of you, group 2, don't really know what you're wanting. Maybe you're just looking for a change and that you're wanting to try something different. So there's a message here coming through about trusting that there'll be little signs or little inspirations along your path that you can follow step by step. We don't always have to have the huge big picture ahead of us. And sometimes that's very helpful, to create vision boards and to really know your long-term goals. But so often our desires and our goals, they change, right? They change based off of what we're feeling and what's going on in our life. And every little decision that we make might put us on a different path. So this card is just kind of reminding you that baby steps are also okay. And that if you can trust deeply in the process of maybe even just desiring something new, trusting that the perfect path will unfold in front of you, that the universe will align to bring you what you want, then you're golden. So it's a lot about trust. There's obviously that planning. If you can do some purposeful planning, but if you're having problems with that process, you're just needing to kind of trust a little bit this week. Trust that you are on the right path, as long as you are following those little hints of, finding what feels good along the path, along the way. So it's a really good card. We'll see if anything kind of resonates with that. Well, I mean, this one here, the new career, so that could even be, this could be entirely centered around, it doesn't have to be around career, because again, I said that these cards can stand alone, but this would make perfect sense if you are in a, a transitional phase with your career, with your job, with your career path. It could be not just like the job that you have or the job that you're wanting, but it could be the whole path itself. Maybe things wanting to change a little bit. And I love this, like the giraffe really kind of representing spirit here with the light. And, sometimes you just got to surrender. And as tired as you are, as tired as she is, she's just sort of going along for the ride. And sometimes we just need to do that. And so if that has to do with career for you, know that there's encouragement towards that path. This could symbolize that there are new career opportunities coming for you this week. Within the next few days, there could be a new offer. There could be, an encouragement from spirit to really get real with yourself about what you love and don't love about your career. Maybe making some changes, not necessarily changing your job or anything like that, but it could be making changes at work. And really just like knowing that, that's where you spend most of your time. This might be a good place to kind of look to see what kind of vibrations you're holding around your career and whatnot. So again, very personal with like a broad card, a broad message that can relate to so many different people in so many different ways. So you can interpret that the way that you want, and maybe those cards go together, and maybe they don't. So what the angels and the fairies have to say about your well-being this week is, one, Archangel Raphael's encouraging you to get outside, it looks like. So get into the sunlight. Right now, where I live, it is absolutely moving towards winter, and the days are really short. They're dark in the morning, they're dark at night really early. So getting the sunlight is going to be really important. Obviously, there's benefits, with your mental health, but also physical health. So this could be a message about vitamin D. Of course, I'm not suggesting that anyone go out and take vitamin D without talking to their doctor first. But this could be a message about your vitamin D levels. It could be a message about even just, like a happier disposition. Sunlight really kind of represents the solar plexus chakra, which is really our power center and all that good stuff. So kind of I'll use Archangel Raphael here. Our solar plexus is right here kind of in our gut. And so there could be a message about tending to your solar plexus chakra. That's confidence, that's power, that's knowing what we want, which is also very interesting with this card. Or like I said, it could just mean get outside a little bit, soak up the sun rays, obviously in a healthy way. And just be mindful of getting that, especially if you are in winter or going into the winter season the way that I am here. And then this card from the fairies says that your desire this week is within reach. So this is interesting, especially coming off of this card. If you're not really knowing what you want, at least, trusting that your desire is within reach. As soon as you name it, as soon as you define it, as soon as you decide what it is that you're working towards, trust that, and having faith, really, that everything is working in your favor. So really good support card. There's so many messages of support here from your guides, your angels, your fairies even. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so waterfall, effortless. I love this message. And this kind of just to sum up everything that was sort of seen and heard in these cards, this card represents just letting go, surrendering, kind of like what we were seeing with this little girl, just surrendering and allowing herself to be led. As a stream flows or a waterfall flows, it's literally effortless. There's no water that's flowing the opposite direction. We're not flowing upstream here. So that means that this image is really kind of encouraging you to let go of the trying so hard. Especially if the trying so hard is trying so hard to define what it is that you want or figure it out, or even if you know the path that you're on and you're moving towards it and you've been working really hard, it doesn't necessarily mean stop working hard or take a break or anything like that, but really wait for the guided inspiration to move forward. Baby steps, moving forward, because it feels good to do so, not because it's forceful. So the effortless card is really reminding you to let go and be easy with your decisions this week, with your movements this week, and follow, if you can, maybe even whether it's just for a day or maybe it's a reminder for the whole week, to kind of not just go with the flow, but go with what feels good. See if, if you can kind of get out of your routine, get out of your patterns of forcing everything and doing everything the same way and with a lot of effort, and see if you can't just calm the energies down a little bit by following the little inspirations, listening to your body, listening to your soul whispers, and following those messages that way. So a really lovely message for you guys. Hang in there this week. It looks like it's going to be maybe, if you can make it really quiet and effortless, that would be beautiful, because I think that there's going to be a lot going on in your mind this week and trying to kind of figure things out. So let them evolve, let them show up instead of trying really hard to find them. So if that resonated with you, group 2, let me know in the comments below. Have a great week. Hello, group 3. Welcome to your mini 5-card reading for the week ahead. So this intention with this little card reading is that, of course, there's just some messages here, some nice guidance messages or focus messages for you for the week ahead. So the 5-7 days ahead of you, no matter when you're watching this, hopefully they'll resonate, and hopefully you'll have some nice little guidance from your spirit team. So this is the amethyst that you chose. Beautiful piece there. So what I'll do is I'll show you guys the cards first, and then we can go on and see what their meanings are. So let's just look at the cards first. So this is the tarot card from the Good Tarot deck. So this is the 10 of Earth, also known as the 10 of Pentacles. Really fun card there. Exercise is key. This is the message from Archangel Raphael today about your body for the week. That was a pretty straightforward message, so hopefully that resonates with you. Dietary change, also maybe some messages there, which I can kind of check into afterwards. They might go hand in hand. This is the message from your fairies this week. Business venture, trust and follow through on a business idea or career opportunity. Very cool. And then this is the Earth Magic card. And this card, when I was pulling these cards, as I mentioned in the other readings, I really just wanted kind of a grounding force for the week. I've got a grounding message, but kind of like an overall theme. So this is the theme of the week. If anything, hopefully you'll understand this and maybe even apply some of the suggestions. So let's see, we're going to leave that one for last. So let's just sort of see what these cards are saying. So some of them are very self-explanatory. Some of the cards are going to stand alone in their messages. They might not all go together as one big message. So there might be a few little messages for you. You could have 5 totally different messages. We will see. But 10 of Earth. Let's start with this. I wonder if we should start with the business venture. They kind of go hand in hand a little bit. So kind of, I guess. So the 10 of Earth is literally just screaming abundance. So this is a card that really represents not necessarily like the end of things by any stretch. It's not like 10 sometimes represents the ending, but it's really the fulfillment. It's everything coming together, everything coming, to fruition. Really manifestation of money and material things, but also of maybe knowledge and mastery and things coming together. So this is why I was wondering if it has something to do with business venture. So some of you guys, this might be really specific and it might, resonate entirely with you. If it does, let me know in the comments below. For some of you guys, you might have to look a little bit deeper for the meaning that's right for you. But the business venture, obviously, there's something rolling around in your mind, whether that's to work on your own, start a new business. Maybe you already own a business. You definitely, I shouldn't say definitely, but you probably most likely have entrepreneurial energy around you if you chose this pile. Or, there could be a new career opportunity coming your way, something that's very much in leadership, though. That's what I'm getting with this card. And then this card, too, would represent, especially if there's a change in career or a promotion of some sort, this card could be, that would make sense a lot with this card as well, because that's about like wealth and knowledge kind of together, leadership, that kind of thing. Really being appreciative of all the steps that have gotten you to where you are right now. So again, that number 10 kind of representing the end of an era almost, or the end of a really possibly long road, maybe a short road, but things coming together basically. So, and it's not like as if things really came together effortlessly. I think that there's a lot of dedication, a lot of hard work that brought you here. If you are, if you are on the road to owning your own business, or you're wanting to kind of start something new for yourself, this might have to do with sharing your knowledge, which kind of goes with this, which I'll talk about in a second. But yeah, so you might, that mastery kind of energy from this card could be you gaining the confidence that you need. It could be you just kind of putting that last piece together on maybe a book that you've written, or a manual that you want to teach, or a workshop that you want to share, something like that. So really good energy moving into this week. And if that's not where you're at right now, know that these energies are still active and they're still alive for you this week. So harness them. If you don't feel like you're at that place of mastery quite yet, or you're at that place of the manifestation part of your wealth and your abundance, then hang tight and just keep positive and keep focused, and trust the fact that that energy, this card is showing up because the energy is active, right? So it's up to you whether or not you let that energy in. Same with the new career or the new business idea and venture. So lots of support for moving forward, getting those wheels kind of moving. We're not stagnant anymore, that's for sure. So these two cards, kind of fun. There's a lot of a message here about your physical body. And, I think also probably as group 3, choosing this pile, you've probably got a very sensitive body, very sensitive to change, maybe very sensitive to energies, maybe sensitive to the seasonal changes. As I'm recording this, I know that we're changing seasons. So, so exercise is key. Again, I don't really have too much to say about these because they're very straightforward. Moving your body, it doesn't have to be super intense. We know that he's got some weights here in his hand. Weightlifting would be fantastic. If it's not something that you can do or that you want to do, maybe try some stretches or some walking. But movement is going to be really important for you this week specifically, and you'll probably have the energy to do that. With these energies kind of coming in, it feels like really ripe, powerful, beautiful raw energies to harness. So if you have that little extra pep in your step, use it maybe to give your body some love through exercise. And then we've got the dietary change. So again, this is about being mindful of what you're putting in your body, what you're consuming, and really kind of listening to your body as it tells you what it likes and what it doesn't like. And, you'll feel, if you're sensitive enough to your physical body's messages, you'll feel when something really makes you feel good and when it doesn't so much. So just being mindful of your intake as well this week and what you're putting in your mouth. And then this beautiful card, the Meadow, or vulnerability. This is really cool because it really represents vulnerability is like a really scary place for a lot of us. And, putting ourselves out there, that's kind of scary. And it doesn't necessarily mean, so there's kind of twofold here. Like, obviously, this could be very much in line with this kind of thing. Business venture, starting your own business, starting fresh, the vulnerability, getting out of your own way. Being very, very true with who you are and not being afraid of what others think about that person. And really, in order to, a lot of the time, start your own business, especially if it has to do with your knowledge, you sharing what you know or what you've experienced, this is going to be really a time to get raw and vulnerable with maybe your audience, with your clients, or possibly just being truthful with yourself. So being vulnerable with yourself, with others, it's about speaking your truth, knowing what you want, and not being afraid of not just like how you get there, but really like, what people think of you along the way. So really good little message there for you in this reading. So taking care of your body this week, key, probably really good for your mental health as well, isn't it always? Some really awesome energy to harness if you're looking for perfect timing for a new business venture. If you've already done all this, just know that this is like perfect validation for you. And then time to get vulnerable, time to get honest, time to be honest with yourself, and really just be confident and harness that energy of vulnerability so that you can in turn influence others and show others that it's okay to be themselves. So there you guys have it, a really nice message for you, group 3, for the week ahead. If that resonated with you, or if any part resonated with you, please let me know in the comment section below. Let me know if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up if that's something that you want me to do again. So hope you have a great week, group 3. Talk soon.